Hey Seahawks, and welcome back to Seahawks Central News.
We've got a great show for you today with the scoop on construction of the new building for the film program that's underway and several new COVID clusters that have been linked to UNCW sports teams.
We also got to interview a woman whose fellowship with the UN brought her to study food insecurity right here at UNCW, and the story of how one former Seahawk became an NBA champion, plus a lot more.
So sit down and stay tuned because Seahawks Central News starts right now. The Millennium Fellowship is a leadership development program for students to convene, challenge, and celebrate student leadership for social impact. Under the United Nations Development Program, there are 17 sustainable goals or global goals that are a universal call to action to end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure that all people enjoy peace and prosperity by 2030.
But I really felt that achieving zero hunger is the cornerstone of health, and that's kind of ground zero. You know, if you're hungry, you're not going to be able to work or gain an education as effectively. You're not going to be able to, have that health and well-being. Hunger is just such a cornerstone to all of our nutrition development that I felt that starting there would allow us to grow in terms of the other goals as well.
Laura Hoker is a current Millennium Fellow and UNCW student, and we got to hear about this program and why she chose End Hunger as the sustainable goal for her project.
Right now, my project has shifted more towards getting to know this community, helping and volunteering with Hawks Harvest to destigmatize food insecurity on college campuses, and really just getting to understand what the students here need and how to support them. It's been really inspirational and beneficial for me to be able to volunteer here, just because I get to meet the students. Being able to talk with the students, they're my peers. I'm a student here too. Like I said, I'm a junior, so getting to talk with people firsthand, ask what they like, what are they feeling that we could provide here to help them has been something really beneficial, just because, like I said, there is so much stigma around receiving that assistance. And our goal here at Hawks Harvest, is to normalize it. We just got these new shelves, and I really weirdly love organizing everything because I want it to feel like you're at the grocery store. Make it a normal experience. You walk in, I'm always sitting here checking people in during drop-in hours, just saying hi and just feeling like that friend and familiar face.
Hoker talks about how the pandemic and transferring has transitioned her project and how she actually feels it has benefited her by working at Hawks Harvest. Majoring in public health here at UNCW, Hoker discusses how this coincides with her fellowship.
One of my favorite parts about the fellowship is that it does connect directly to my studies in public health. Having this global network of other fellows that are in undergraduate studies is super inspirational because I now have friends and colleagues that are in Uganda or India that are also doing projects related to food insecurity. But their communities are so different, so their projects are so different. But we can talk about that common issue and find ways to incorporate both of our cultures to achieve that overall goal that the UN has. And so not only do I think it's something that's, providing me experience to enhance my studies as an undergraduate, but it's allowing me to apply strategies and intervention planning that I've been learning about with my public health degree.
When considering how she balances her studies when completing her fellowship, Hoker believes all you need is passion.
Really, it's just a passion. So if you have a passion for a topic or a project, the work behind it doesn't really feel like work. My favorite day is Thursdays because I'm volunteering at Hawks Harvest and am sitting here during drop-in hours, And of course, I can pull out a textbook on the side and read a little bit if nobody's here, but it's connecting your passion to your education that just doesn't make it feel like work.
Hoker is working towards the goal to end hunger, and with the 2020 National College Health Association reporting that 14% of UNCW reports food insecurity, Hoker adds what the average person can do to help her fight against food insecurity.
I'd definitely maybe pick up one or two things when you're at the grocery store. Even cutting, that coffee that you get at Starbucks or Dunks once a week can be 3 or 4 items that goes to somebody in need, or even just paying it forward, paying for the car behind you. Obviously, that person might not be food insecure, but just those little gestures of random acts of kindness matter in this world, and you never know what somebody's going through. So like I said, I picked this goal because I think nutrition and food is that cornerstone to health. So just being able to give that to somebody else and cooking for your neighbor. Right now with COVID, there's so much going on, just extending that helping hand and giving back when you can.
Hawks Harvest is located in the Catholic Campus Ministries building, and if you'd like to stop by, you can find more details on their webpage. Now we have Garrett Wishon in studio to tell us about construction of a new building for the film program. Garrett?
That's right, Abby. For quite some time now, Wilmington, North Carolina has been known as an active film and television production hub. Since 2003, the Department of Film Studies has had a connection with the area's film industry. Next year, the new Film Studies building will be finished. Mariana Johnson, a professor in the Department of Film Studies, stated, "We ran out of space in King and Kean halls. Student demand for film studies in North Carolina is a very popular undergraduate program at UNCW. The new building is located near the intersection of Plyler Drive and Regal Road, and some of the new features include a 4,000 square foot soundstage where students will receive training in media applications, digital cinematography, digital editing, sound recording, and more. The new facility will have a new theater to study cinema, screen work, and house new events. The building is supposed to be done in the early spring of 2021. Abby?
Thanks, Garrett. No matter if you're a Miami Heat or LA Lakers fan, UNCW also had a win at this year's NBA championship game. Former Seahawk Devontae Caycock became the first UNCW alum to become an NBA champion. The Los Angeles Lakers won the NBA Finals, defeating the Miami Heat 106-90 on Sunday, October 11th, taking the series 4-2. Caycock joined the Lakers back this July and got to play a role in the franchise's 17th title as a forward. While at UNCW, Caycock became the infamous rebound king by leading the nation in rebounds and is UNCW's 4th all-time scorer. Although Devontae's storybook season drew to a close, we are still very proud that this Seahawk got to wrap his arms around the National Basketball Association's coveted Larry O'Brien Trophy.
Speaking of athletics, new COVID cases are rising as the sports season gets back into gear. UNCW has identified a cluster of 7 COVID-19 cases among the swimming and diving teams. The university spoke out and said the individuals involved in this cluster are isolated and receiving medical monitoring and treatment as needed. Last week, UNCW identified 3 other clusters, which totaled to be 18 cases. These involved the women's basketball team, the softball team, and the men's soccer team. Since July, the number of COVID cases reported at UNCW is now totaling 524 people as of October 19th, with 13 being staff and faculty. There is no word from UNCW Athletics yet on if these clusters will affect any upcoming games.
Well, that's all for us this week. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to UNCW TealTV on your favorite social media platforms. For Seahawk Central News, I'm Abby Winstead.
And I'm Isabella Pleasance. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.